Today on Let's Play Bedrock, I'm going to build a toad house from Super Mario World, and I'm gonna pack it full of redstone. Ever since I was a kid, my favorite character in the entire Mario universe was Toad. I raced him all the time in Mario Kart 64. Why? Because Toad's the best. In the previous episode, we got the question block finished, and the Yoshi egg mob farm is complete. For now. And quite frankly, I'm kind of tired of sleeping up there with the monsters, and I don't want to sleep down here on the ground either. So it's time to build the house. And it's not just gonna be any ordinary house, it's gonna have all of the magic and fun that you would expect in a toad house. And if you happen to read the title, you might be wondering, how many contraptions is BluJay actually gonna fit into this thing? Go ahead and drop your guesses in the comments right now. And subscribe if you're not already. And if I haven't said it already, hey, thanks for watching this video. This week, I did a 4-hour live stream where I collected materials of all sorts of varieties, and they're inside each of these shulker boxes. There's only a couple materials I need left that I don't have access to yet, one of which is spruce logs. I have no idea where a spruce forest is in this world, so let's go on an adventure together. And it's at this moment I'm realizing my elytra's about dead. Probably should repair this thing before going on a 5,000 block adventure, and I probably should just fly over the ocean in the inevitability that this thing breaks while I'm in the air. Can BluJay make it back to the question block? That is the question, isn't it? Come on, Unbreaking 3, do your thing. It's right there, we're so close. No! Okay. Okay, it's broken. It's a good thing I got a spare. Okay, the elytra and all the tools have been repaired. Let's try this again. Off to the spruce forest we go. Oh, is it possible we've already found one? Well, that didn't take long. Ooh, golden apple? Okay, I'll take that. Maybe I'll take that too. And you know what? We're short on iron. We'll take that too. Hey, thank you. Spruce trees, you're next. I mean, I don't want to be ungrateful, but what is wrong with this world? The spawn location had a relatively small jungle, which was fine. I located the world's tiniest mangrove swamp, and now we have this. There's basically nothing here. This is a worthless spruce forest. We're moving on. I know a lot of you are commenting right now saying you could just bring the saplings back to your base. It's the principle of the matter. We need to find a real spruce forest. You know what? We're just gonna take saplings back. After quickly abandoning all of my principles, I got enough spruce for today's build, plus some saplings for a rainy day. Then I headed back to the Mario Kingdom. Okay, let's start building. Today's episode is mostly about the redstone builds, but I'll show you just enough that you can build this if you want to. So basically, I'm just building a massive circle on the ground, 7 blocks here, 2 blocks there, 3 single blocks, another 2, and another 7. And if you just repeat this pattern all the way around, you should get a circle that looks like this. And just in case you can't see it well enough, there's the bird's eye view. This area right here facing that direction is going to be my entrance, so I'm gonna leave that alone for now, but then I'm gonna go ahead and put spruce slabs on top of each one of these blocks. And then I'm actually gonna go ahead and fill in this entire area with dirt. The floor itself will be made out of something other than dirt, but this is what we have to fill in for now. Oh no. Oh no. Llama, tell me you're alive. Are you okay? Yeah, the server's about to crash. Again. There it is. Perfect. Now, I'm gonna take some white terracotta, and we're gonna build it up 3 blocks high, all the way around the circle, again, leaving out the entrance for the moment. It's gonna be kind of hard to explain this without seeing it, but Toad's house is not flat across like this. It kind of swoops up and back down, and then swoops up a little bit in the back as well. Basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up 1 right here, and carry it all the way to here, and we'll go up 1 more right here, and then we'll carry this across 2 like that, and I think we're gonna go up like this, if I'm remembering the build correctly. You can kind of see it coming together. It's looking a little bit more like the shape of Toad's house. I gotta say, this is a really nice problem to have. I did all of this resource gathering for this video, and unlike those 2 projects, I have more than enough resources for what we're gonna need today. Never again. And honestly, that's it for the walls. Before I move on to the roof, I want to take care of that doorway. So I'm gonna extend this dark oak border to right here and right here. And then in the corner, between these 2 dark oak slabs, I'm gonna go up 4 with the spruce, then an upside down stair here, another block, and then facing forward, an upside down stair, upside down stair, upside down stair, 3 slabs going across the top, and then just repeat the pattern over here. It's perfect. Perfect! Yes! As for the roof, if you're gonna build this, I would suggest building it in creative first. That's what I did. And then get a template for your survival world using something like Structura. Although this shape might look simple, it's not a perfectly round dome and has some weird angles to it. It took me probably an hour to get the shape right. But hey, if you're brave, feel free to tackle it in survival the first time. Might be a little bit more tedious. Don't say I didn't warn you. And we're done. The Toad house is complete, and my goodness, it looks so cute on top of that hill there. Let's get a little bit closer, and then you'll be able to see the campfire goes off. We got a little chimney with some smoke coming out of it. Now, there is absolutely nothing inside of this, but that is about to change. As I mentioned earlier in the video, we are going to fit as many redstone builds inside this house as possible. So let's not delay any further. Let's get started. The first redstone build we're going to add is super simple, but adds all the flair. Let's say we're here at Toad's house. It's really my house, but just track with me for a second. Let's say we're here at Toad's house and we're trying to see if he's home. Well, there's no door to knock on, and it's rude to just peek in, so let's put in a doorbell. I'm gonna backtrack on what I did earlier, and I'm just gonna take out these two front dark oak pieces. We'll do something with the decoration here a little later, but I'm gonna put a button right there. We all know Toad is pretty short, so a doorbell at that height makes sense. Then I'm just gonna dig down underneath here and make a little bit of space. Don't worry that this is exposed right now. We'll cover it all back up later. It'll be just fine. From here, I'm gonna place a block right there with a piece of redstone dust directly on top, and we'll walk it down one more, and then we'll go over two just like this, and then we'll add two blocks just like that with redstone dust, and then we'll go forward one here with a repeater and another repeater, followed by a gold block, stone, a gold block, stone again, and gold block again, and gold block again. On top of each of the gold blocks, we're gonna go ahead and put a note block, because depending on what type of a block you put underneath a note block, it makes a different sound. This is gonna give us a chime sound, but not just any chime sound. I'm gonna wait to hook up these 4 note blocks, and we're just gonna test these 2 first. This repeater is gonna be on 1 tick, that one is gonna be on 2 ticks, so that there's a slight delay between the two. And, are you ready? Here we go! It's the Mario coin chime. It's the sound that the coins make when you collect them in Mario. That could not be the more perfect doorbell. Okay, the rest of these are hooked up. Here's the difference in the repeaters, just so you get it right. First repeater on this side is 1 tick. This one is 2 ticks. All of the rest of these repeaters are set to 3 ticks. Here's what we get when we ring the doorbell. Are you ready? Oh, it's perfect. Count that as number 1. We got a Mario-themed doorbell. Before we move forward as well, I just want to let you know, I'm probably not going to do tutorials on all of these, but at the very least, I'll explain how they work, or point you to another video if possible. On to number 2. If you know anything about Toad from Super Mario, he's a crafty little fella. He's always offering really cool prizes when you come visit his house, but it's a little known fact that he makes these prizes himself, so we've set him up with a crafting station. And if you're like me, when you play Super Mario, you lose those really cool prizes relatively quickly when you get punched by a Koopa. Another little known fact is they come right back to his workshop, where he can repair them with an anvil. Did you lose your power-up mushroom or your flight suit? No problem. Toad's got you covered. And speaking of covered, let's go ahead and cover all of this up so that it stays hidden. And that is our second contraption complete. I love these things. They're so cool. As we've already mentioned, Toad makes many things for the Mushroom Kingdom, and it's safe to assume he probably has a lot of scrap left over. This right here is Toad's trash can. This is a special magical chest called a trapped chest that you can throw things in, and they will stay there until you close the lid. Once you close the lid, they go down into the system to be destroyed. This is nice for people like me who might accidentally throw some important things in there. Now, they don't just go into a hole in the ground to despawn. We're going to destroy all of this with lava. Here's how this contraption works. When the items come down the hopper line into this dropper, the dropper will emit a signal to the comparator, letting it know that there's something in there. The comparator will send a signal to the repeater, which will power this block, and this redstone line, and this redstone line. This redstone line will power this block, which powers the dropper to drop an item down into the lava, while this redstone line will power the comparator to shut it off momentarily, allowing it to reread the items inside the dropper so that we get that constant cycle over and over. And with that, we have 3 redstone builds inside of Toad's house. And we still have a lot of space left. If you guessed a low number in the comments earlier, you might be starting to sweat right now, because you're probably going to be wrong. The tiny auto smelter that I've got back at the jungle camp is pretty slow. And while this isn't going to be a super smelter, this will be a step up from what I already have. So I'm going to place a furnace right here, and a furnace right here, and right here. So I'm basically increasing my rates by 4 times. I'm not mad about it. All we need is a hopper here and here for fuel, a hopper here and here for fuel, and a hopper here, and here for the item input. Then a double chest here, a double chest here, a double chest right here, and a double chest right here. And then we'll put a hopper here and here, followed by a double chest right here and right here. Toad's got a lot of smelting to do, but you know what? Toad's probably gonna get hungry too, and he can't wait on these 4 furnaces while he's making crafty stuff. So let's go ahead and do it with a smoker as well. Because these 2 smelters are technically 2 separate contraptions, that brings us to a total of 5. But I am going to share the output from both of these furnaces, and we're gonna put a barrel right there in the ground, and then dig a trench, and then just lead it back to the underside of each furnace array. And I severely underestimated how many hoppers we were gonna need for this. Oh, I hope I have some more iron. I don't have time to go iron mining again. What I really could use is an iron farm coming soon. Unfortunately, not today. So, do I have any iron? Yeah. Hopefully that'll be enough to get us by. So far, we've managed to hide everything underneath the floor, but there's no doing that with these 2 massive smelters. So I feel like this is a good opportunity to go ahead and decorate. And we're gonna start with some light blue concrete as a backdrop, and I'll just make sure to go ahead and light this up. We don't want any zombies spawning in here, or Koopas. In order to go with the design I want next, I actually have to move the trash can over just a smidge. Uh-oh. No! That was the only tripwire hook that I had. Just wasting more iron. This is a relatively easy fix. All we gotta do is take a hopper right here, boop, and move the trap chest over, and I'll just cover that back up. You can't guess what we're doing yet. Oh, you're in for a good surprise. Thank goodness I had some extra wool left over. We were able to make a couple of clouds. And now for the magic. I'm gonna take some brown concrete powder, and I'm gonna make this side-scroller platform diorama. Oh, it's so cool. Just wait, I'm not done yet. And on top of the brown concrete, I've got some mossy carpets to represent the grassy hills of Mario. Oh, I can even put them on top of the chests. Oh, that's amazing. And to make it feel actually like Mario, I've got some bricks and some yellow blocks that we're gonna put into place. This is so good. Yes. Oh, it's perfect. Let me get this scaffolding out of the way. Now, if that's not a Mario-themed build, I don't know what is. Let's go. So, 5 contraptions complete. We're starting to fill the space up. Anybody want to revise your guess? Let's keep going. And in order to keep going, I need a bunch of this stuff. Let's take a whole shulker. During the resource gathering episode, I challenged a bunch of you to guess the most underused Minecraft item in the entire game, at least in my opinion. And it is not rotten flesh, but we are going to use rotten flesh in order to acquire this item. And I'm also going to need a brewing stand. Right next door to the jungle, I've got a friend right over here, the mending villager. But there are some other villagers here, hopefully still, that we could employ for better purposes than they're using themselves now. Yeah, like you. You don't need to be a Fletcher anymore. You're fired. Can I rehire you? Will you work as a cleric? Yes, you will. Come on in, my friend. Can I please trade for some emeralds? Yes, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I got more. I got more. I got more. Man, you're really expensive and you're sold out. But can I continue to upgrade ya? Let's get some redstone and maybe some lapis. My goodness, keep upgrading. Hold on. Let me go get some more emeralds from your buddy. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I just need some more emeralds to trade. 2 bottles of enchanting. It's not nearly enough, but it's a start. 10 bottles of enchanting. not quite what I had in mind. I'd hoped to get some more, but not today. Maybe we'll do that in another live stream, because collecting bottles of enchanting is the new sheep shearing. Huge shout out to KD Plays for giving me this idea. Thanks, buddy. As y'all know, in Mario, every once in a while, you need a one-up. Maybe you're low on lives, or maybe you're pretty much out of lives. It's always good to come to Toad's house, because he might give you a one-up. This box was a little bit too small, unlike that one, to put a question mark on, so we opted for the exclamation point box. And inside the exclamation point box is none other than a dispenser. And inside the dispenser, bottles o' enchanting. We'll go ahead and put the lid back on the box and a pressure plate right here, and that is contraption number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But that's not all. We're gonna add a supplement to this contraption with another contraption. After all, climbing up on scaffolding to get our one-up is absolutely lame. So let's do something not lame. Everybody knows that Mario has some sick jumps. He can jump really high, and so we're going to do that in Minecraft. I've got a sticky piston with a slime block directly on top, one piece of redstone, followed by an obsidian directly on top of that redstone, and then a pressure plate. This has to be an immovable block, otherwise the slime will go ahead and pull that out of the ground and break the pressure plate, breaking the contraption. So obsidian is what's gonna go there. So I can walk up to the pressure plate, jump as high as Mario, and do a ground pound onto the one-up box. Let's give it a try. This is the most ridiculous thing ever, but it's amazing. XP bottles, the most underused thing in Minecraft, in my opinion, and we found an awesome use for it. The sun is on its way down, which is great, because that'll give me time to explain the next contraption. In the roof at the back of my house, I have a little skylight that nobody can see unless you're looking from the outside. That allows daylight and moonlight to hit this daylight sensor, which sends a redstone signal both directions. We'll get to that one in a minute. This line up here sends a split signal to the left and the right, which powers these two redstone lamps. When the sun goes down and it gets fully dark, these two redstone lamps will turn off. And you know what? That's perfect, because when it gets dark, Toad likes to go to sleep. This next idea is actually one that my son gave to me. I was gonna hook this up to a button, but he said, why not hook it up to the redstone lamps as well, so that when the lights go out, the bed comes out. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a pretty proud dad at that moment. That's such a good idea. So there's the bed, there's the lights, and now what we can do is we can sleep. And when we wake up in the morning, sometimes the daylight hits us like a ton of bricks and we're just forced to get out of bed. So that is contraption number 8. Contraption number 9 is over here. This wouldn't be a Mario house without an actual platform that we could jump on. So here's a little parkour course that I made, and no, this isn't redstone, but it leads us to the next redstone contraption, which Nogri and I worked on this together. It took us hours. Are you ready to see it? Dispenser, 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 dispenser. I forgot my concrete blocks. There we go. Now, let's say that I've died and lost all of my armor. That's not too far-fetched. Let's be honest. I can come into Toad's house and run this parkour course all the way up here to the item block. There is a button sitting right there on this yellow block. If I press it and then jump, Toad sees fit to give me some new armor. This is so good. Nogri, amazing idea. Thank you. And although this space is almost completely filled up with stuff, we're not done yet. With the magic of editing, I now have a floor, and it looks exactly like the one-up mushroom or Toad himself. If we come over here and press this button right on Toad's eye, it's gonna open up a hidden floor of storage. Including the 4 chests in the center and the 3 chests on each side, we have 16 double chests of storage, each one accessible when we open up the trapdoors. And my favorite part about the whole thing, look at this. Each block opens up individually for a staggering effect, and man, oh man, is it staggering. As much as I don't want to bust through the floor, we're gonna do it because I want to show you how it works. And by the way, look at all this mess of redstone we have now. There's so much stuff in here. This is all the redstone right here for the storage. When the button on this eyeball is pressed, it activates the redstone on top of this block, which then powers both of these droppers at the same time. Now, there's only one item. It's right here in the top dropper. When the dropper is activated, this this redstone dust will fly into this hopper and down into the bottom dropper. And because we have a comparator, it's going to send a signal out when the item goes into the bottom, which will then send a signal around and trickle through to power all of our sticky pistons. In order to get that staggering effect I showed you, we have a 1-tick, 2-tick, 3-tick, and 4-tick repeater on every side of this contraption. So we come over here, 1-tick, 2-tick, 3-tick, 4-tick. I sound like Dr. Seuss. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. If that's how you want to think of it, that's how this whole thing works. And just to show you how compact all of this is, I had to put a block here just to block the redstone from bleeding over from our slime block launcher. Everything is just so tight in this space. And that leads me to the next redstone contraption. Oh yes, there is one more hidden in this room. Oh, this is perfect. It's a dark and stormy night and all the scary things are out right now. There's a zombie over there. Maybe there's a Koopa out there. Maybe Bowser's hidden out there somewhere and he's gonna come in and try to steal all of our goodies. The last redstone contraption I want to introduce you to is called the Koopa Boopa. And all you gotta do is press this button. Are you ready to see the magic? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, missile defense system. Look, it's trying to get that zombie out there. Let's try to lure him a little closer. See if we can take him down. Come here, buddy. Hello? Oh, there's a creeper. Okay, boom. Get off my lawn! Get off my lawn! Okay, so maybe it's not too effective, but it certainly is fun. Let's do it again. Let's see if we can get anybody at all. Yeah, we got the skeleton. We hit him. Let's do it again. Stay off my lawn. We got the creeper. This is so much safer than me having to go down there and fight them. And I had a couple people ask me what I was going to do with all the arrows. They asked, are you going to get a mending bow? And I said to myself, no, this is way better. Who needs a mending bow when you can have a lawn full of darts? Let's go. Okay, so now we actually have to defend the property. Go away. The nice thing about this system is it's completely hidden. Basically, the dispenser is hidden right there underneath this block, and these 2 blocks right here drop down in order to give room for this to fire the arrows out and not get stuck on the grass. And the way to reload this is absolute genius. There's a hopper underneath this slab right here. I can just toss the arrows right there and it reloads the entire system. Unlimited arrows. Back into the tangled web of redstone we go for the final explanation of the final contraption. The button for this defense system is right above where this redstone is sitting on top of this block. So it's kind of up there. You can't really see it, but trust me, it's there. It powers the redstone and sends a signal to this pulse extender, which allows the system to run a little bit longer after that button has depressed. There is a redstone torch on the other side of this block that is powering that piston and that piston, which are holding up the 2 grass blocks. You can see I just broke one of them. So there it is. Wave hello. There's the giant question block. When the redstone signal comes down here, it will power this repeater to power that block and shut off that torch, which will lower both of these pistons, which will move those 2 blocks out of the way. At the same time, it will send a signal down here to power this piston, which rapid fires a bunch of 1-tick pulses into the dispenser up above. And that's what fires the arrows. Same goes for this side. Everything's hooked up the exact same way. They just share one redstone input, so that we only have to press 1 button for each side. And with that, the Toad House, or should I say, the Toad Fun House, is complete. Let's recap everything we've done so far today really quick. We've got the doorbell, the anvil and crafting station block swapper, Toad's trash can, the auto smelter, the auto smoker, the slime block launcher up to the ground pound 1-up machine, the auto lighting and bed, the ridiculously cool parkour course that makes you feel like you're actually in the Mario game, the prize box armor equipper, the hidden floor storage, and the defense system known as the Koopa Boopa. I just noticed my parrot is out there. Don't hit the parrot, please. If you guessed 11 redstone builds in this episode, you were exactly correct. Give yourself a pat on the back. And if you guessed incorrectly, your penalty is to have to click the like button and maybe leave me another comment and maybe subscribe. I know I'm asking a lot, but just do it, please. Thank you guys for watching today, and I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one.